Hey there, all the tech geeks, all the coders out there. This is your innovative coder, and in this video, we'll be talking a little bit about all the ins and outs of how to use a Jupyter Notebook. Basically, to use a Jupyter Notebook, like in the first video, I told you guys that you should install Anaconda Navigator. So Anaconda Navigator looks a little bit like this, like this, Anaconda Navigator written over here, right? So this is the green symbol of Anaconda Navigator. You should be having this installed in your computer to use Jupyter Notebook. For Windows users, there is a special note that while installing the Anaconda Navigator, you must tick mark the path option. While installing, you will be getting something, a check like a dialog box in which there will be two options to download, but you should tick mark the option in which the path is included. So you need not change any settings. It will by default start from the terminal. um, please do that because it creates like a lot of problem at the later stage. So once Anaconda Navigator is installed, you can directly go to Anaconda Navigator, like this. It will load over here. Yep, it has started, and in a moment we'll be seeing this initializing. We can see over here, and it will get started. It is saying initializing a little bit time over here. Once it will initialize, we'll be seeing something in which there will be quite a lot of options of some various notebooks. One would be Jupyter Notebook, a Jupyter Lab, uh, Orange, Spider, RStudio, and some other things. I don't know why it is not opening, but that's okay. I am I've put it over here. So you can directly launch it from over there, but I won't recommend it. Like, you need to go into your respective directory and then do all the stuff. So first and foremost, you should learn how to use command line for using Jupyter Notebook. Like, it is not like recommended, or it is not very basics or prerequisite, but it comes very handy. Like, if you need to go into your particular directory where your project is, then you should be knowing. So like, I can give you a demo over here. So what I will be doing, what I have done over here is, this is my terminal, this is my bash, which is the Mac terminal. I have opened it. Like, you can see over here, last login session is April 28th, which is the date I'm uploading it. And like, this is the time currently which is happening. And now what I will do is pwd, and so I am in users slash dbrj, which is the name of my Mac. Then I can see what all the contents are over here using ls. Now I will do cd and desktop. So I wrote de and then tab. So this is now I am on the desktop, right? So I will do ls, and I can see all the contents of my desktop. So let me clear this. Now I am on desktop. I can do pwd to check the path, and I am on my desktop. Now I will go over YouTube, which is a YouTube folder. I have all of this content. Then I will go into Python and ML, which is a directory, which is a folder where my notebook is. I will go into notebooks. Then I will get, and I will see something like this. So I have two notebooks over here, which is, one is conditions, loops, and functions.ipynb, which is IPython notebook. The extension of Jupyter Notebook is .ipynb, which is a IPython notebook. Earlier its name was IPython notebook, and one is intro to python.ipynb, IPython notebook. I will start my virtual environment. You can do that, like, you can, okay, so spelling of activate is wrong, there is a typo. Yeah, so now you can see over here this thing, this tf underscore env is telling me that that I am in my virtual environment. So virtual environment, the concept of virtual environment will take some time else, but as far as this video, you can like create your own virtual environment and install all the libraries over there, or you can directly, like there are no special use cases of this thing, but it is always recommended to use a virtual environment for some projects, right? So you can do that. Now I'll just do Jupyter notebook. And when I do this, I my browser is open by default, and I get to the directory. Okay, okay. So this is my directory. So these were the two files in my folder: conditions, loops, and functions, and intro to Python. So I'll be opening this thing: conditions, loops, and functions. So this is the code from previous videos. What I will be doing is, so to get a basic introduction of what is basically Jupyter Notebook is. So uh, basically it comes very handy, like there here you can type your code, and then you press control enter or shift enter to run the this one input cell, and you can see the output right at the end of this cell. So like over here, I think where I haven't written print. Okay, so we can have x equals to 10 and then x. So here, like I have input 1, x equals to 10x, and output 1 as 10. You guys can say that why is it output input 1, like over here it is input 1 and then it is input 1. So this input 1 and this input 1 are both different things, because this one is from the last execution, when last checkpoint, which is the 19th April, and this one is from is in the current current running thing. Okay, so this is something which you can do. Like you can always, if I do control enter, then it will run the cell, and it will like the cursor will be here only. And if I do shift enter, then see the cell has moved one step down. It has gone to the next cell. So this is something, like if you are like it all depends on what you are doing and what you want to do. And so these are the things, some handy things, right? Also, like in my earlier days, I was used to like do all the things with the cursor, and like if I want to go up, I should do this and I would do this. But once you start playing with all of the stuff, with all of the files and all of the things, then you'll eventually like practice it, and you will get very comfortable with using an IPython notebook. And like mind this, take this as for granted. If you are using an idle and if you're using an IPython notebook, there's a lot of difference in both of them. Definitely, you guys will eventually start feeling this thing. So this is something which runs on localhost. The port over here is 4 times 8. This is the port on which it is running currently. If you run another Python notebook simultaneously, then it will run on another port. It won't run on 4 times 8, because it is the port is already occupied. Okay, so here we have a few options, like file. We can make a new notebook, Python 3. I have installed Python 3 only in the Jupyter Notebook. Then you can open any file from here. Then you can make a duplicate copy of this. You can rename the file. You can rename the file from here also, or you can directly go here and double tap and then rename the file. So these are the both options. You can use save and checkpoint, you can do, or you can also use control S for doing that. Like I will be saving, so you see checkpoint created, or I'll do create command S, command for Mac and S. Okay, so another checkpoint, and checkpoint can be seen over here also on the terminal. So by default it saves the file after like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but you can always like do that control S thing. Then the next option is review your checkpoint, the last checkpoint you did. Then print preview. These are some options. Then download as an HTML file, or like all of these options are available. Trusted notebook is something like this notebook is trusted because I have made this in my local device. I have made this file by myself. If I download, or if I clone something and then run the server on that notebook and then open it on the localhost, then it shows me untrusted. So you just press it and it will make it trusted. I don't know what is the use of this trusted and untrusted. These are very like deep things, so I haven't checked out this thing. Then close and halt. The server will be closed and the execution will be halted. Okay. Edit, cut cells if you want to cut any cell. So we can have a demo on this one. If we do cut cells, so you can cut cell from here also, or if you can do cut cell, then copy cell, then paste cell above or paste cell below. You have that option. Okay, edit. Yeah, then delete cell, undo delete cell, split cell, merge cell, like all of these things like you have in Excel. You can do that because Python notebook is for data management and data analysis. So all the options remain same. Then toggle header, toggle toolbar. Like if we press this, so we won't be seeing the toolbar, but we want to see the toolbar, so I'll be pressing this again. Yeah, okay. Toggle line number, cell toolbar. Then we can have a few options over here. If we want to present our whole thing, then we can do slideshow and attachments and all the, like you guys can play afterwards while installing the while doing a project. Then you can always do play with these things. So these are the basic things. And insert is insert cell above or insert cell below. Cell, run cell, like if you want to run a cell. So over here what I will do is I'll okay I'll just copy this and paste it and then run cell. So it has run the cell, run cell and insert below. So that is what it is doing, like control enter then shift enter. Basically those are the shorthands, and you can also use these things, but like I won't recommend these things. Like control enter is something which you need not memorize. Like you have to do this every after every after I writing enough code. Like over here I wrote the code for prime numbers and then I do press shift enter and then I see the output. So this is something, these are something which comes very handy, right? Kernel we can so this is our kernel, basically Python 3 kernel. You can interrupt the kernel if like you have stuck in a in an infinite loop. Then you can interrupt the kernel, or if you don't want any execution, then you can interrupt the kernel or restart the kernel. Restart and clear output, like all the outputs will be cleared and then it will restart the thing, restart and run all, like all the if I do restart and run all the cells. So you guys can see like okay uh, okay hmm. Yep. Okay. So like what did is it has restarted the kernel and then run all the cells. So 1 2 input 1 2 input 3 input 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Yep. So these are like over here the input has changed from 1 to 9 because these are the because now we have run it in the current session. We have run the IPython notebook in the current session. Okay, so shut down, you can like shut down the kernel. Then we have some widgets like save notebook, download, embed. You can play around with all of this thing. Then we have help. Okay, so you can read more about all of these stuff over there. Also, if I tell you about the shorthands, so what you can do is you can press A. Okay, escape. Oh, so if you are in a terminal and you are writing and your cursor is over there and you are like writing something, writing anything. So suppose it is print x, and yeah, it is something like x and this. So the color of the cell is green, and if you have run it, so I'll be pressing control and enter. You see the size changed to blue. Okay, so this is then I pressed enter and the size changed to the color changed to green. So like these are small things which can if you are deep into if you are deep into some code. And so these are something which comes which gives you intuition of what you are doing. So also if you are in hurry, or if you want to do your project in a speedy way and you need not come to cursor over and over again. So what you can do is, like if you're typing the code over here, so for I in range 1, okay, there are a little bit of typos, let me clear them. range in 1 to 10. Okay, range in 1 to 10. Oh, damn it. Print. I do a lot of typos. Print type. Okay, so you are typing the code over here. The color is green, and if you do not want to run it and you need to insert a cell above this cell, above the current cell, like you need to insert a cell between input 9 and input 11. What you need to do is, like, you have to go over here, insert, and then insert cell above. You can do that, like you can do that, but there's a shorthand for this thing. What you need to do is you just need to press escape, the color changes to blue, and then you can do a means above. Like if you're typing and you need to insert a cell below, you need to press escape and then do B for below, A for above, and you can insert the cell. This is something, this is a shorthand. Okay, control enter done, shift enter done, A done, B done. Yeah, so these are basic things, like you can explore as much as you can. So as much as you can keep in your mind, you can do that. It always comes in very handy. So shift enter, it runs it, and it comes to the next cell. And if the color of the cell is blue, and you like need to like you need to type something, so you can press enter. It will change the color to green, and then you can insert the command. Okay, then you can type anything. Okay, so escape. Yeah, so this is something, these are the basic shorthands which come very handy. Also, if there are some kind of yeah, so this was our toolbar. We can save it, we can add a cell, we can cut the cell, we can duplicate, copy, we can like up, down, down, down. You can do that. You can interrupt the kernel, run the cells. This is interrupt kernel, this is restart the kernel. So this is something which I need to talk about. So these are four formats, you can say. So one is code, one is markdown, raw and b convert, heading. Code and markdown are the two formats which are used mostly. So currently the cell, like all the cells by default come in the code format. But if you need to write a description of the project, or like you need to write comments, or you need to write the analysis report, what you need to do is you can't write you can't always comment that thing like hash this, like hey there, and then you need to do hash there are very smart, then hash. You need not do that, right? What you can do is, what you can always do is, you can change the format to markdown. So now the input is gone from over here. The code, the cell has changed from code to markdown, and then you can write down the text, the markdown format. Okay, and this is something known as markdown. So markdown has its own markdown syntax. Like if you have used GitHub, you might be aware of the markdown syntax, but it has a different syntax of its own. So markdown, if you need to write a heading, you can always use a hash symbol and then space and then write this is the heading. It will be in blue color if you do not run this, but when you run this, it turns into a basic heading. You can change the color. I won't be going into that much detail. You can change the color, you can change the size. So size can be changed, like this comes by default. You put double hash, you put triple, and like it has almost 5 hashes. So 5 different kinds of sizes. Okay, then you press Control Enter or Shift Enter, and you get this thing done. So this is the markdown format. So you can always do something like the number points. You can have the points like currently I don't remember how number points can be used, but You can always search that on internet. You can always and which comes to the next point, that searching on the internet is the main thing. You can use Stack Overflow. I have always told in my art of googling video also that you need to be a Google master for development, for doing machine learning, for doing data analysis, for using Python, for development. You need to be a Google master. You need to be a good Googler. One thing which always comes into handy is Stack Overflow. Go on to Stack Overflow, put your question over there. There may be the doubt already over present over there. There are tons of answers. You can also give answers. You can also use those answers to solve the errors you are encountering. You can always do that. So this was a basic hands-on on introduction to Jupyter, and so because many people were telling me that Jupyter is like not so stable and not so easy to use, so you should make a video on how to use Jupyter very efficiently. And I have tried to deliver all the basic things that you need in this video. If you like the video, then share it with other people who are in the same field as you are. Subscribe the channel and follow me on Instagram. Innovative Coder is my name. And that's all. Keep coding. Thank you, guys.